Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are fine and welcome to all of you in the virtual learning system of Pakistan International School TAI. This is your science class for grade 2 boys and girls, and today we will start new lesson, that is unit number 13, air. Okay, and this is video number 27. I am your teacher, Mrs. Kina Imtiaz. Okay, open your book and look at page number 58, unit number 13. Unit number 13, air. Okay, what is this? Air. First I will read and then I will explain. Okay, first listen to me. All living things need air to live. The air around us cannot be seen, but we know it is there. Air contains many things. Air contains many particles so small that they cannot be seen easily. Air contains smoke, dust, and bits of ash. Air also contains gases. All living things need air to live. Air contains water vapor, which is actually water turned into gas. When water boils, it changes into water vapor. When bedclothes are put out to dry, the water in them goes into the air. That is why the clothes become dry. Next, the gas that we breathe in to stay alive is oxygen. It is the same gas that helps a candle burn. If the air around us loses all the oxygen, then all living things would die. Okay. Now composition of air, inshallah I will explain. Now look at next page, page number 59. Some gases that enter the air are poisonous. They make the air impure. They can be they can be very harmful. How they can be very harmful? You can see here. When a volcano erupts, smoke, ash, and gases escape and cause pollution in the air. Number two, smoke from traffic causes pollution in the air. Now next page is page number 60. Look at this page. How can we tell there is air around us? We can feel moving air. When we run, we feel the air pushing against our face and body. If you wave your hands up and down, you will feel the air. Have you seen clouds moving across the sky? They are blown by the wind. Wind is moving air. Wind blows in different directions and at different speeds. Okay. Now I am going to explain this lesson, air. Okay. Now what is a air, or how can you feel air, and why we need air? First of all, air. What is the air? Air is itself not air. You can say it is a composition of different gases. It is a composition of different gases. If anyone asks from you what is air, you can't say this is one gas. This is the composition of different gases. You can say it is compound, mean composition of different gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and some other gases. Inshallah, I will explain. But first of all, if you want to define it, or anyone asks from you what is air, then you can say air is a mixture of different gases, and all living things need air to live. All living things need air to live. Why air needed for us? Because in the air there is also oxygen. There is also oxygen, and oxygen gas is very very necessary, or very very important for our life, for all living things. You know that all living things cannot live or cannot survive without oxygen, without water, and without food. So where is oxygen? Oxygen is in the air. Oxygen is in the air. So we can say air is a composition of different gases, and all living things need air to live. Understand? And where you can feel air. The air around us cannot be seen, but we know it is there. All of you have experienced and you felt air, but we can't see. But we can't see because this is the gas. This is the gas composition of different gases. So always you can feel air around you, but you cannot see. But you cannot see the air. Okay. Air contains many things. Air contains many things. This is the about the composition of the air. Air contains many particles so small that they cannot be seen easily. Air contains smoke, dust, and bits of ash. Air also contains gases. All living things need air to live. Air contains water vapor, which is actually water turned into gas. When water boils, it changes into water vapor, and when wet clothes are put out to dry, the water in them goes into the air. That is why the clothes become dry. I told you air is a composition of different gases. Now, which gases? Nitrogen, oxygen, and uh, carbon dioxide, and some other particles. Some other particles, and here in first line you can see air contains many particles. Now, which particles? If we talk about these particles, then these particles are smoke, dust, and ash. Okay, and some other particles, and also water vapors. So you can say air is composition of first of all nitrogen, then oxygen, then carbon dioxide, then dust particles. Some particles you can say are dust particles, included smoke, dust, and ash, and also water vapor. And also water vapor, and I will tell you percentage of these all things, okay, in the air. So water vapors, we know that air contains water vapors. From where these water vapors added in the air? These water vapors comes from the water. How? When we boil water, then it changes into the water vapors, okay, and then these vapors add into the air, okay. And also if you want to dry our clothes, and when we put wet clothes in the sunlight to dry, then the water from these cloths goes into the air. That's why the cloth become dry, and these vapors add into the air. Okay, understand? So this is the composition of air. Now, what about oxygen? What about oxygen? You can see here the gas that we breathe in to stay alive is oxygen. It is the same gas that helps a candle burn. If the air around us loses all the oxygen, then all living things would die. I told you air is a composition of different gases, included oxygen. And how much percentage of oxygen? There is 21% oxygen is in the air. Is it clear? And oxygen is very, very important gas that we breathe in. Okay, that we breathe in and breathe out. Which gas we breathe out? That is carbon dioxide. That is carbon dioxide. But this gas, oxygen, we breathe in to stay alive. Without oxygen, we can't stay alive. Okay. So this is very, very important gas, and also it has many other functions. It helps us to burn the things. Okay, it helps us in the process of burning. It helps us. Sorry, it helps in the process of burning. Like you can say here, you can see here, if the same gas that helps a candle burn, if the air around us loses all the oxygen, then all living things would die. If there is deficiency of oxygen in the air, then what happens? There is difficult for us to breathe. Okay, because there is deficiency of oxygen. If we are going on mountains, you are climbing up on the peak of the mountain, then there is you cannot breathe easily. Why? Because in higher places, there is deficiency of oxygen in the air. There is deficiency of oxygen in the air. That's why on the mountains or in the hilly areas or higher places, it's very difficult to breathe. Okay. Now look at the composition of air. Look at the composition of air. Suppose this is the air. This whole is the air. Map of the air. Okay. Now you can see this one, this big one, this is nitrogen. Okay, because composition of air, it is composed of number one is nitrogen, number two is oxygen, number three carbon dioxide, number four water vapors and other gases. Okay, other gases you can say some helium or one like this, but some other particles are also included less than 1%. And what is the percentage of nitrogen? 78% of nitrogen. Means 78% nitrogen air consists of composed of 78% nitrogen. And how much oxygen in the air? There is 21% oxygen. You can say in this part of the oxygen. This is the oxygen red part. Okay. And this one gray it is nitrogen. And this one only 1%. Out of this 1%, you can say less than 1% carbon dioxide, 0.02 to 0.03 or 0.03 to 0.4. This is the percentage of carbon dioxide and less than 1% of water vapors, dust particles, and other gases. And these dust particles are, you can say, smoke, dust, and bits of ash. Okay, so this is the composition of air. And some gases that enter the air are poisonous. They make the air impure. They can be very harmful. Which one? I told you about air is a composition. Air is composed of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, uh, dust particles, water vapors. Now, when we are talking about particles, then you can also talk here. You can also see here smoke. Okay, smoke, and this is poisonous. This is poisonous, and it can cause pollution. And from where it can come? It comes from the when a volcano erupts, smoke, ash, and gases escape and cause pollution in the air. In the air. Okay, and smoke from traffic. causes pollution in the air. You can see in this picture. Here you can see this is the clear. Here clear picture. Here is also clear, but here you can see this is the fog-like picture. This is the smoke. This is the smoke of the traffic. Smoke of the traffic, and when this smoke head into the air, then it can cause pollution. It can cause pollution, and that air is not good for us. Okay, that air is not good for us. Now, how can we tell there is air around us? First of all, in first page, you have studied about the air. Air is a composition of different gases. Air is a mixture of different gases. So also, we have studied about the air. How can we see air? We can't see air. We can't see air. Just we can feel. Just we can feel air around us. But question is here: how can we tell there is air around us? And this you can tell answer of this question. You can tell after experience. Okay. We can feel moving air. When we run, we feel the air pushing against our face and body. If you wave your hands up and down, you will feel the air. Is it clear? How can you tell? You can feel air around yourself, around us. How can we tell? We can tell when we are running. When we are running, then what happens? Air pushing against our face, air pushing against our face and body, and also uh, that time this is the moving air. That time this is the moving air, and that moving air is called wind. That moving air is called wind. And also, if you want to wave your hands up and down, then you feel air. Then you feel air. You can see also this flag. He is moving the flag. This boy, look at this one. He is moving the flag, but this flag is not straight. This flag is not straight. From this side, this flag is pushing backward by air, by moving air. And that moving air is called wind. That moving air is called wind. Okay. So, what is a wind? Wind is the moving air. Wind is the moving air. Also, sometimes you have seen clouds on the sky. You have seen clouds on the sky. Now, how these clouds are blown in the sky? These clouds are blown by the wind, and wind that is moving air, and this wind blows clouds in different directions and also with the different speed. Is it clear? So this is the wind. What is a wind? If anyone asks from you what is a wind, then you can say wind is a moving air. Wind is a moving air. What is the difference between air and wind? Air, you can feel it, but how? When you are running, when you are walking, when you are waving your hands up and down, then you can feel that an air, and that is moving air, and this moving air is called wind. And this moving air is called wind. Is it clear? So this is about the air. Inshallah, in our next lecture, we will do exercise. Okay. And your homework is read this unit 2 times. Read this unit 2 times and try to understand the composition of air, especially composition of air. You should know about from this level composition of air. If anyone asks from you, then you will be able to answer of this question. You know that air is the composition of different gases. If anyone asks from you how much percentage of oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, then you will be able to. Okay, take care. I hope, inshallah, you will read it, you will understand it very well. Okay, take care. See you with